I can't think of a technique that is more specific to using the right setup than cranking. Hey guys, I'm Keith Combs, and I want to spend a few minutes talking about my wintertime crankbait setup versus my summertime crankbait setup. Over the years, I've really had to refine it. We fish so many different types of lakes, and the bite is so different. Most of the time when the weather's warm, I'm cranking fast, and my rod is going to be very loaded, versus in the wintertime where I'm going to have to slow it down. A lot of times use smaller baits. In the summertime, you're just burning that crankbait. You got to pay attention to it, but a lot of times when that fish is hooked up, you're just not going to be able to take it away from him if you use the right combo. Wintertime's a different animal. A lot of times fish just come up and they may mouth a bait and blow it out. The rod is very important, and a lot of emphasis gets put on using the right rod for cranking, and duly so. I mean, you want something that you can cast with, you want something that's going to let that fish eat that bait, and you also want something that's going to make it easier for you to play that fish in mistake-free. One thing that I have started to consider more and more is the reel. So I'm going to go through two setups and kind of explain what I'm talking about. So I got a hybrid hunter on this one. We're out here cranking. It is warm today. Fish are active. They'll chase something down. This is one of my favorite cranking rods. It's all glass. This is Shimano Zodius, a 7.2 medium heavy glass rod. I got a Metanium reel on here. I use this rod for a ton of different cranking, everything from my say 6XDs all the way through my square bills, hybrid hunter, things like that. So it's a very versatile rod, and I'll switch reels based on the situation. If I want to bomb cast a 6XD, I may go to a 200 size spool reel, or if I'm going to be in very windy conditions, don't want a square bill or something like that, I may switch to a Corrado DC so I can cast into that wind. But this is another setup that I use, and this is really my cold water setup right here. So if I'm throwing, small crankbaits, like this is a Strike King 1.5, or say a Strike King flat side, something along those lines, this gets a nod. This is an X-Pride 172 medium heavy glass, but it's a totally different animal. And when you pair it with a Metanium, it has a magnesium spool, this reel is very sensitive. So for cold water situations, you're getting fewer bites. You want to pay attention to everything. You want to know when you're hitting a rock. You want to know when a fish swipes at your bait. I can feel so much better with this rod. Sometimes a combination is too sensitive. So you never want something that's going, especially when you have a bait that pulls hard, like a crankbait that's going to load your rod. You don't want that fish to come up there, and if you're not totally focused, you don't want to pull that bait away from him. This is a combination in warm water that's going to let the fish eat the bait. This is a combination in cold water that, when I'm cranking a lot slower, is still going to let that fish eat the bait, and it's going to give me a lot more details for that tough winter bite. As a versatile combination, this is it. But if you really want to refine everything and catch every single fish on different conditions, you're probably going to need 2 or 3 different rods. This is my wintertime setup, and this is my summertime setup for most of my cranking.